You might think that wireless mouse sitting on your desk is a little bit of magic. You slide it around, the cursor glides perfectly across your screen. There's no cord, no visible connection. Well, I'm here to bust that myth wide open. It's not magic. What's inside is way cooler. That little device isn't just a plastic shell. It's a high-speed surveillance machine. Its target is your desk. It's watching every single move you make. Forget what you thought you knew. Many think the mouse knows its absolute position on your desk, like a tiny GPS for your workspace. That's wrong. The mouse is clueless if it's in the top left corner or the bottom right. Let's dive into how this little spy system operates. The whole process is a beautiful three-part harmony of light, lens, and sensor. First, you have the light source. In most mice, this is a small light-emitting diode, or LED, which often casts that familiar red glow you see peeking out from underneath. Some more advanced mice use an invisible infrared light, or even a laser. But the principle is the same. This light shoots down and illuminates a very small patch of your desk or mousepad, making the surface's unique texture visible. Once the surface is lit up, the light bounces back. This is where the second part, the lens, comes into play. Just like the lens in your eye or a camera, the mouse's lens collects all that reflected light. It's not trying to create a beautiful, crisp photograph. Its job is to magnify and focus that light, along with the image of the surface texture, directly onto the third key component, the image sensor. This sensor is a tiny grid of light-sensitive pixels, essentially a small digital camera chip known as a CMOS sensor. This CMOS sensor is the real workhorse. It's constantly taking snapshots of the light patterns the lens projects onto it. Think of it like this. You're in a dark room with a flashlight pointed at a textured wall. The bumps and dips create a unique pattern of shadows and bright spots. The sensor in your mouse does the exact same thing, but on a microscopic scale. So the mouse has thousands of tiny pictures of your desk. What now? This is where the onboard computer, a small digital signal processor, or DSP, takes over. This tiny chip is the brain of the mouse, a world-class spot-the-difference champion. It takes the newest picture from the sensor and compares it to the one it took just a moment before. It's looking for the exact same pattern of pixels and searching for where that pattern moved. It's a sophisticated game of digital matching. Imagine two identical star photos, the second shifted slightly to the right. The DSP overlays these images and calculates how far and in which direction to move the second image. It measures the shift in pixels, 3 pixels to the right, 2 pixels down. That calculation gives the mouse one crucial piece of information: direction of movement, and the other, speed of movement. The processor doesn't need to know it's looking at wood grain or fabric. It just sees patterns of light and dark pixels and runs a correlation algorithm to find the best match. Once it has the displacement data, it packages it up. A simple set of coordinates, sent thousands of times per second, becomes a continuous stream of tiny movement vectors. Add them together and the computer stitches them into the smooth, unbroken cursor motion you see. So, yeah, that's how it works. Now, we have to solve the final piece of the puzzle. How does this movement data get from the mouse in your hand to the computer on your desk without a physical wire? Well, this is where the wireless part of your wireless mouse comes in, and it involves a tiny radio transmitter. After the processor calculates the movement vector, it hands that data packet over to this transmitter. The transmitter's job is to send this information through the air as a radio wave, much like a tiny walkie-talkie or a Wi-Fi router. Most wireless mice today use one of two main technologies to communicate. Many come with a small USB dongle that you plug into your computer. This dongle is a dedicated radio receiver, paired specifically to your mouse. The mouse transmits its data on a 2.4 GHz radio frequency, and the dongle listens for that signal, receives the data packets, and feeds them directly to the computer through the USB port. The other common method is Bluetooth, which allows the mouse to connect directly to a computer's built-in Bluetooth receiver without needing a separate dongle. When you're shopping for a mouse, especially a gaming mouse, you'll often see a specification called DPI, which stands for dots per inch. This setting is directly related to the sensor and how it translates your physical movements into on-screen cursor movement. DPI is essentially a sensitivity setting. It determines how many pixels the cursor moves for every 1 inch you physically move the mouse on your desk. If your mouse is set to 800 dpi, moving it 1 inch to the right will move your cursor 800 pixels to the right on your screen. Crank it to 3200 dpi and that same inch sends your cursor flying 3200 pixels. Gamers and graphic designers might use a low DPI for slow, precise movements, like lining up a sniper shot or carefully editing a photo, and then switch to a high DPI for fast, sweeping motions to quickly turn around or navigate large monitors. Another feature is acceleration. Move slowly and the cursor moves proportionally. Whip it fast and it travels farther. While some like this for desktop use, most serious gamers turn it off, preferring a predictable one-to-one relationship that preserves muscle memory. All these features must be balanced against battery life. Higher DPI and higher report rate make the processor and radio work harder, using more power. Smart power management and sleep modes keep that tiny camera and radio from draining the battery when you're idle. So let's bring it all back. That wireless mouse you use every day isn't communicating through telepathy or voodoo. It's a marvel of miniature engineering, constantly watching, analyzing, and reporting. Hidden underneath is a tiny camera taking thousands of pictures every second, looking for unique textures as microscopic landmarks, then comparing each new picture to the last to find direction and distance. The movement data is packaged and broadcast as a radio signal to a receiver on your computer. It's light, lens, image, calculation, and transmission, every part playing a critical role, waking the instant you touch it. So the next time your cursor glides, remember, it's not magic. It's a tiny, high-speed camera in a constant, silent conversation with your computer. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, share it with a friend, and be sure to subscribe for more. Comment below. What mouse are you using, and did you know this is how it works?